Hey guys, Gina here with Olle Gardens, and I wanted to talk to you about homesteading on little space, or with little space. We have a 3-bedroom home, 2-bath, I think 1,900 square feet. But our kitchen is not very large. We don't have a pantry. Where you see me now is our laundry room area, in which we have put this shelf, and there's some shelves behind you here for some food storage. And this, where I'm sitting at now, this is actually the top of our freezer, or one of our freezers. One of the reasons why I decided to stay away from bulk food storage was because we were just so limited on space, and you may find that to be an issue too. What we've done is we've just carved out different places throughout the home to store things and make use of what we have as far as space is concerned. One of the things that I've done is invest in these 5-gallon buckets, food safe buckets, and we have these lids for each of them. And there's only a few things that I buy in bulk right now. I could probably expand just a smidge, but I haven't at this point. Right now we buy our black beans, flour, sugar, grits, and cornmeal in bulk. And on our grains, because there's a good chance that there's going to be some type of pest eggs in there, it just is what it is, we'll usually allow them to sit either in the freezer for a few days to kill off any eggs, or I'll actually do them in the oven. I can't remember the temperature right now, for a little while to kill off any eggs before putting them in these buckets. And then I've also dry canned some of our cornmeal as well. The shelving system works great. These bins like this here that we keep our oatmeal in, I believe this was $9 for just the one, maybe 10, like $9.97 or either $10.97 at Walmart. And it holds, let's see if I can read it here, 10 liters. And for us, that's about 4 boxes of the oatmeal, the rolled oats that we buy. Okay, so that stays there. I also have these. I have them labeled. You've seen them in some of our videos or in the kitchen. These guys hold, let's see, how much do they hold? Oh, it's impossible to see clear on white, so I'll have to look at another one to tell you that. But these actually stay in the kitchen on the counter, and I've got a pretty, I'll bring it down so you can see, pretty wide mouth here so I can get my scoop in, and they also pour fairly well too. So they're really good for our flour, sugar, grits, cornmeal, and I do a lot of mashed potatoes, so I also have one of these on the counter. They're all labeled, they're all in the same spot. So we have our large container back here. Here, labeled all-purpose flour. And whenever I need a refill, I just come back here to the laundry room, makeshift pantry and top off our containers. When I'm done, just put our lid back on. And depending on the type of mood we're in, like if I do a lot of baking, this is gonna, run out within about a week or so. But generally, it'll last a couple of weeks. Also, one of the things that we've done is, I said earlier, we've carved out space within the home. When you first come into our house, there is a shelving system that was installed post-build, I believe. I don't believe that was a part of the original design of the home. And it served as a bookshelf for us for a long time. And then it served as also a storage area for like movies, DVDs, and stuff like that. But since I have gotten into homesteading and canning and all of the items that come with that, the canner, the just all the utensils, there is space that's needed. So what I've done is a lot of those books and things have gone into storage. We've given away some to Goodwill, those movies as well, and that area is now being used for storing canning supplies, canned supplies, and whatnot. So I'll take you and show you that. But for now, I have to go ahead and complete filling up the remaining of our canisters because all of them were a little bit low. Y'all please excuse the washing machine. So this is our rice container and it's not full. So I can see it's 20 cups that this holds, which is 5 liters. So this other one here must be 40 cups and to be the 10 liters. So just gonna keep working here. Hey Ty, will you bring me the grits container? That was the next one. The weather is kind of funky this morning, like just like drizzly, nasty, and my back is just not up. Thank you. My back is not happy, so have Ty help me out a little bit instead of doing so much of the back and forth. Time that I've been doing this video, I've been trying to remember the names of these lids, and it's written right on the lid. Gamma lids. These are gamma lids. $9.97 or either $10.97, so not very expensive at all. And the way that I have them set up on the counter, I have them stacked, so it's not terrible when it comes to space. And they're really easy to grab. They have the handles on both sides, so you can just kind of get your, I have short, fat hands, but because they're short, sometimes it's difficult for me to get my hands around some things. I call my hands and feet kid size. So I have kid size feet and kid size hands. Okay. There we go. And our rice this on. What's that?
Sugar.
Sugar?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we gotta get sugar. Hold on. If you're building your food storage, you know, there's so many videos out there where there's these, oh, I'll tell you right here. There's these beautiful pantries and there's all this food, and you know, they've got enough food to last their family a year or 2, 3 years, 30 years, however many years. That's great. I applaud those people, those homesteaders, preppers, 100%. But if we measure our success and by that, then we'll never get anywhere. So start small, okay? If you go to the store and you buy, what do you think? You go through a box of mashed potatoes a month, right? So this month, instead of buying 1 box, buy 2, buy 3 boxes. And if you usually go through a bag of grits a month, buy 2 instead of buying 1. And don't count on that box unless you have that extra box or extra boxes that you purchase, unless you absolutely need it right away. If you're one of the people that are looking to have a reserve of food to be able to fall back on should there be a catastrophe of some sort, to be able to share, then you just need to be mindful of certain things. Certain grains are going to need to be preserved after the fact of making sure you've gotten all the weevils and eggs and stuff taken care of. So do your research for sure. If you're on a limited budget, it can be easy to get started, but you need to plan. You really have to just take a second and just think. 1 extra, 2 extra, and put them to the side. And before you know it, you'll be doing pretty well. And make sure you're storing stuff that you are actually going to use. Like I said, we go through a lot of mashed potatoes. We go through a lot of black beans, rice. Oh my gosh, I cannot seem to keep up with the oatmeal. It's crazy. And now I have a rabbit that has decided that that's the only thing she wants to eat. So that's another video. Okay, so this is an area that we had books and DVDs, different entertainment items and educational things for homeschooling were on this shelf here and all those over there that I'm going to show you. As you can see, this is when you first walk into our front door, and it's not the most convenient as far as in proximity to the kitchen to getting things, but it's that I needed this space for homesteading storage items, and this is what I've done so far. This top shelf here is kind of a miscellaneous shelf at the moment because I just used the last can of our broth. I store the chicken broth and vegetable broth here that we can, and so that shelf is empty. That's not good. Gotta go out there and talk to the chickens and see who's willing to jump in the pot for us. The next shelf is just some miscellaneous dehydrated items, and here are some eggshells that we've dehydrated or dried and crumbled up. Sometimes when the chickens need calcium, I'll take that and throw into their feed, but also use the same jar to put into our planting spaces for tomatoes and peppers and things like that. just random things down there. And there's our cornmeal that we dry canned. And so, yeah. No need to go through like every single thing, but I just wanted to show you how we had to use this space since we don't have a pantry. So because this is a high traffic area, I noticed that there was a lot of dust collecting on my jars, my jams, and all of that stuff. And dust is going to collect regardless. I've seen all these different things about how to have a dust-free home, and it doesn't work for me. But I put this up, and this is just a tablecloth that we've had for quite some time. It got stained, and so I don't use it on the table anymore, but I didn't want to throw it away because I felt like it would be useful for something. And what do you know, it was. So whenever I need to get in down here, I just roll it up, and I'll just kind of tuck it up there, depending on which shelf I need to get to. But since we're looking at everything, just showing you quickly how it all is down there, I'm just going to roll the whole thing up for you. And you can see, if we start here, we've got jars. This is where I store them until they're time for use. Cleared out some cabinet space by doing this because so many jars, and then when we got ready to put up dishes, it was like, where are we putting the dishes? We got nothing but jars up here. Some lids, some more canning supplies there. Have some just some outdoor things down at their bottom, and you can see the stack of shoes. It is definitely not the best setup, but this is what's working for us right now. Further down, we have our canner, and more canned items. Jams, jellies, pickles, sauces, things like that. Some dehydrated and freeze-dried goods there. And that's it. I don't think I should have to wait in order to reach a lot of the goals that we have as far as homesteading on having a home that fits the bill 100%. So this is me working with what I've got, as my mom used to say. Oh, and this shelf over here, you've seen before. We use as a grow shelf for our plants and things like that as we're starting seedlings. That is going to be changing this year as we're already working on getting the greenhouse set up. So, but the lights and everything are still installed. As you can see, these are a few items that are on the online store, and some more items somewhere else. But anyway, that is it. It's not perfect at all, but it works. It's functional for us and our family. You can do what's functional for you. Where there's a will, there's a way. So don't give up. Just keep trying. The phenomenal pantries that you see all over YouTube, beautiful as they may not be ours just yet. We're working towards something similar, but for right now, we're gonna work with what we've got, okay? All right, this is Sheena. Have a good one. Stay warm. Bye.